Hello Zen friends, welcome to this video that we're going to be talking about the Aquarius New Moon that's happening on January 29th of 2025, but boy, do we have a lot to talk about on all the energy that's happening around this new moon, and then we'll pull cards to see what all this energy brings in for us all. But let's jump in. So first, the Aquarius New Moon itself is happening on January 29th, and this phase of the new moon, it's about new emotional seeds being planted. You know, the emotional fields are ripe for the planting and hungry for transformation. It's the ending of the old, and this is the beginning of the new. We've got that Aquarius Uranus energy of old ways no longer working for where we're headed or where we want to head, and it joins this energy of newness, magnifies the rebel of the Aquarius energy, asks us to embrace our own uniqueness. It sparks a desire for personal freedom, celebrates individuality, ours and others, and the urgent Uranus energy that rolls over Aquarius can bring a passion to make changes now. Aquarius, wind and air energy, it transforms thoughts, beliefs, values, and how we communicate them. Adding into this the emotional energy of the moon, this can mean that the change of thoughts starts with a change of heart. We cannot change other people's minds when their hearts disagree, so it seems the only true way to change the world, or thinking that will change others, is to change hearts. And we do that by changing how we express our love towards others from conditional to unconditional. When we're able to push out unconditional love energy to others, it can spark the unconditional love within them, which will eventually make its way out into the external actions. I also love that on January 29th, we have the beginning of the Lunar New Year as we move into the year of the snake. So Happy New Year! So what does the year of the snake mean? The energy fits right along with the Aquarius New Moon, ringing in a time of change and new opportunities. We're encouraged to let go of the past and embrace the new. The year of the snake is a time when hard work will pay off and we can encounter new challenges. It may bring more passion and romance to relationships, but also potential conflicts. But challenges and conflict, they are how we grow. So the year of the snake may bring economic transformation with a focus on sustainability and innovation, new ways of looking at things, again, Aquarius energy. And all of this contributes to and can be summed up as a time for personal growth, self-discovery, and spiritual growth. The astrology already points to this, for this year anyway, but this snake definitely confirms all that, right? Because the snake symbolizes rebirth and resurrection, shedding their skin, symbolizing that process of letting go of the old and embracing the new. Very much Aquarian energy. Snake energy can offer us protection, the little rattle of the rattlesnake, right? But it aids us in creating a safe space to work and live. Now, the day before this Aquarius New Moon, Venus enters its pre-shadow starting on January 28th. So it's beginning to slow down, but not before it moves from Pisces to Aries on February 5th. That's when a planet, it moves over the 29th degree, when it changes signs, and it goes into the next sign. There is a special energy around this where our human character has a time of reflection on what it wanted to learn in the old sign, whatever this planet ruled over, Venus, love, right? It's a big piece of it. But then as it moves into the new sign, it's looking at all that. But once Venus goes full retrograde on March 1st, it will move back into Pisces on March 27th, again crossing over the 29th degree to reflect. Then, of course, when Venus goes direct on April 12th and enters its post-shadow until May 16th, it will again move forward back over the 29th degree around May 1st. So anything around love, moving from the dreaming or illusions around love, it'll be hit and rolled over, then reversed back over, and then run over again, just to make sure we've learned what we wanted to learn about human love. It does feel like we're getting real honest about what true love is and the dreams that we've created around it, and then a new birth as we move into Aries, where we'll get real, we'll take action on the new awareness. So mark those dates. Now, this 29th degree situation just happened with our nodes of fate mid-January, which takes us into a new way of looking for our answers around life purpose and fulfillment. If you've ever checked out Sabrina Lynn from Rewilding, she has an amazing video that talks about the hugely transformational year we're having in 2025, where we have an unusual amount of outer planets that they take forever to go around, the sun and through the signs, crossing the 29th degree. So this indicates a massive year of transformation and change. I'll link the video down in the description box of this video if you want to be aware of the wave of change coming your way. I'll cover these each month as we approach them too, but it's nice to get a big picture to get used to it and be aware of it. We don't have to worry about the future. We live in the now. We make decisions in the now. So it's just good to be prepared so we're not surprised and kind of freak out. And if that isn't enough for you, on January 30th, the Uranus, the ruler over Aquarius, the sign of this moon, of course, goes direct after being in retrograde since September 1st of last year, being its post-shadow until May 17th of this year. So for almost 5 months and a bit before that, as we went into its pre-shadow, we've had this energy of introspection, reflection, making gradual change as we challenge the status quo and norms in our lives. And now that it moves direct, during the post-shadow, we look at what conclusions we've come to, what actions we want to make going forward based on those conclusions and any awareness we gleaned during that period. It's currently in Taurus, but it is one of those outer planets that moves across the 29th degree into Gemini in July. And then Pluto, it moved from Capricorn into Aquarius in January of last year, 2024. And being the lord of the underworld, it spends a lot of time in its pre-shadow, its retrograde, and its post-shadow. It's the ruler of Scorpio, which is the master of transformation, death, and rebirth. So it's right at home with Aquarius energy of rebellion, change, leaving the old behind. It's interesting. It takes 248 years for Pluto to circle the sun. So it spends anywhere from 11 and a half years to 30 and a half years in each sign. So it changing signs last year was a big deal. And we're coming out of its last retrograde post-shadow on January 31st. But alas, we already started into the pre-shadow of its next retrograde already on January 10th. So we'll be in the super reflective period for a while, with its next retrograde hitting May 4th through October 13th. And we'll be out of it, its post-shadow, February 5th of next year, 2026. So we're going to be having a lot of this influence of this Pluto retrograde. We do have a bit of time right now, though, it being less intense because of being out of that post-shadow and just beginning into the pre-shadow. The closer we get to May 4th, the more intense it can become. Now, the pre-shadow and retrograde are where we are reflecting on what we may want to change in our lives, what new character we want to become, and the post-shadow and direct periods are about taking action on them. Pluto can be about confronting shadows Speaking of that, we have Groundhog Day here in the United States on February 2nd. Groundhog Day comes from a Pennsylvania Dutch superstition that if a groundhog emerges from its burrow on this day and sees its shadow, it will retreat to its den and winter will go on for 6 more weeks. But if it doesn't see its shadow, spring will arrive early. So let's pull some cards and see what we predict will happen with Groundhog Day. Will it be more winter or will spring come early? And then what all this energy we've talked about will bring for us all around this period. All right, to start, let's use this Arcanus Animal Tarot to connect to the Groundhog energy. And we will see here if we're going to have 6 more weeks of winter or 6 more weeks or spring comes early, all right? So let's take a look here. Groundhog Day energy. All right. Wow, looks we got 2 cards. So we'll just put those cards over here. Let's see what we got coming in here. Oh, we got 10 of Swords and Ace of Swords. Interesting. Let go of expectations and new things come. So I feel like spring's going to come early. Interestingly enough, with these 2 cards coming in here. Let's also just see around this groundhog energy and the shadow type of energy. We'll use the animal apothecary and just see if there's any other guidance, because I feel like this message of expectations it's like weather. You know, when we're looking at weather and we're like, well, the weather's not going to be what I want it to be. It's like, embrace it anyway. There's like this message that comes in going, why do you need to know that? The weather's going to be the weather. You can't control it. So look at it a different way. Let go of what the weather means, the seasons mean, and embrace it. See it from a different perspective. We also have metamorphosis, number 34. So there is this change. This is a spring type of energy. So I kind of feel like spring's going to come earlier than before. Because it says for a caterpillar to become the butterfly she's destined to be, she has to commit the most ambitious act of allowing her past self to become annihilated, winter, right? A radical change is at hand for you as well, as you're asked to step into a fuller version of yourself. Caterpillar says that the cocoon phase is scary and painful, but so worth it. Let go of attachments to your identity and outcomes. There we go. Let go of attachment to what the outcome of the weather's going to be, right? Or anything this resonates with. If something is happening that seems to be impeding your dream, the medicine of this card asks you to understand that it's supposed to be like this. Resisting this moment will only slow down your development in the cocoon. Expect challenge and the demanding labor of metamorphosis. There will be moments of great pain and not believing you can do it. Give loving acceptance to the old, fearful parts that feel frustrated and trapped, but be clear in your understanding that these feelings are an illusion trying to keep you in the comfort of the known. The old cloak you wore for protection is now ready to be shed. It no longer serves the purpose you once needed it for. Strip away the veils and step into the dark unknown of your fullest potential. You are on the verge of profound transformation and being asked to live in the end, keeping in mind the beauty, success, and fullness coming for you. You cannot fully fathom how glorious your future self will be because you know only the life of the caterpillar, but you must be steadfast in your faith. The metamorphosis will be complete soon, and something more profound than your deepest desires is awaiting you. So be strong, little caterpillar. Big change is coming for you. Wow. So definitely supports spring energy, but also everything we talked about in the intro about this year and transformation is here. And this just feels like the beginning of it, right? Letting go of the old, bringing in the new. That's what the Ten of Swords is. Tens are numbers of completion. And then, of course, aces are the newness coming in like a new moon. So all this energy right in alignment with that. Then I want to pull here from the Queen of the Moon Oracle. I just want to see what message they have for us. More about this energy that we're experiencing this year. Any advice, any encouragement? So let's see what we have here. So what else would you like us to know? What message for all of us, please? Okay. Nope, none of those. They said they'll make it really, really, really obvious. So there she blows. Let's see what we have here. We've got the first quarter moon, which is assessing. Checking things out. Card number 9. 9 is a hermit's energy, which is kind of like cocooning, right? Let's see what this brings in here. And it's a number of endings. 9 is like endings. 10 is the completion. 9 is like things are changing and ending and winding down, but 10 is walking out the door. So it is time to assess your current position. You must make sure your blind spots are revealed and that you're honest with others and yourself. Sometimes the hard decision is the best decision. You should be able to assess and move quickly based on that assessment. Again, it's like seeing what's ready to be let go of and to move into the new. There's a nice affirmation for this card. I am enjoying moving and choosing. Moving and choosing. You have begun your journey and now it's time to assess where you are and what you do next. You've made a decision. You've worked and walked the path for some time, and yet you understand that in every journey it's a wise action to check the map. Sometimes we go along a pathway and we keep going even if it seems like that way is no longer the right way for us. Sometimes we feel we've gone too far to turn around, so we settle on a journey and a destination that doesn't really suit us or satisfy us. However, if we had just had some courage, we could have reassessed and as we went and perhaps ended up somewhere else, somewhere better. Now is the time to look carefully at all aspects of your life, especially the areas in which you've set some intentions or goals. I just want to kind of go back a little bit too, because better is like a judgment word that Spirit really has shown me that, life isn't better or worse. It's just easier or harder because we're always on our path. We're always on our adventure. And so there's nothing that's better or worse. There's just things that are harder or easier for us. So we could have had an easier path if we would have went like, wait a minute, is this really where I want to go? So hopefully that makes sense. You can ask yourself, do I still want these things? Do I still want that same end result? If the answer is no, then ask yourself what you can do to maintain momentum and head towards what you now desire. And although it doesn't seem terribly glamorous, assessment has a high payoff for us if we bother to do it well. Doing it well means we really look, and we look hard, at how things are going. Being honest with ourselves, right? All of us have some kind of blind spot, so it's worth exposing this by consulting a trusted friend or finding where negative repeating patterns are and look for the cause. Shining a light on a blind spot and taking action to shift it is one of life's big catalysts for change. And a companion stone for this is azurite. So if that resonates, then you can use that to help transform. And then we have the Moonology Oracle. Let's see what other messages they have regarding this moon energy and how this can influence us around this new moon and all this other energy that's going on. All right. What else? All right. There we go. Making it easy breezy, short and easy. We got the new moon in Scorpio. It's a different energy, but Scorpio Pluto energy that we talked about in the intro is endings and beginnings. Work through your fears. Love all this purple that's in here too. Seeing things from a higher perspective, from the place of spirit, right? So let's take a look here. So this, of course, suggests a rebirth. All this that we talked about. I just love spirit. You pull from all different cards and information, and it just all comes together. So think of your situation as the phoenix that's rising from the ashes, as the birth, death, rebirth paradigm. And that's what Scorpio energy is all about. Whatever you've been through, there's a new start ahead. It might be a little dark. It almost certainly won't be rainbows and unicorns, but it will be deep and transforming. That's what they said about metamorphosis, right? This card also suggests that if you know you are magical, then this is the time to work your magic. Can also herald the start of a sexier time. You know, Scorpio's all about that little, sexuality and intimacy, that kind of energy as well. So that's why it can be a sexier time. You can have that passionate energy be there. And if you've been experiencing something of a drought, the emotional intimacy is also on the menu. As we come up Valentine's Day in a couple weeks, right? Scorpio is the sign that likes to go deep into body, mind, and spirit. So when this card comes up, there's nothing superficial about what's coming your way. It's going to be deeply transformational, right? To attune to the moon, have some sexy time, do what you want to do. Wear what makes you feel that way. Do the things that make you feel that. Additional meanings, it can be time to let go of a grudge that you're holding. It can be moving on from jealousy. It could be stop being obsessive. Could it be that you're being a little paranoid? Could be. And you can make an investment as well. The teaching of this, the Scorpio is the sign of death and rebirth, magic, and shamans. Its energy is a little bit dark, occult, maybe even a little scary. Not all of us like to face the shadow. Here we go with the Groundhog, right? But Scorpio demands it. In fact, it's through working through your dark side that you can get to the light. And the new moon in Scorpio, and the appearance of this card, suggests you need to do that now. Wow. Perfect. I love all these oracle and the tarot that came out. Now, we're going to use my little compass approach that we've been using this year with the 4 elements, the 5 elements, really. It's the quest for the 5 elements. But we're going to look into the energies. The middle is the major arcana. We are going to use these tarot of the sacred kingdoms. So let me just grab the middle here. And so the major arcana represents the overall energy they want us to know, the overall theme for this. So let's take a look here and see what they want us to know. Overall, with all this energy we've been talking about, what do they want us to know? It's going to be death and rebirth. We shall find out. Let's see here. And as always, they'll make it very obvious what the card is here for us. All right, there it is. So, we've got the Phoenix. You can't make this up. It just mentioned it here. And actually, this is a special card. There's a couple, I think, in this deck here. So let's pull that out here, and we'll get that special. Okay. You just can't make it up. That's why I love doing it live or recorded where you see the cards pulled. Transformation, resilience, rebirth. Everywhere. No matter how difficult or challenging life may be, you have the strength to rise from the ashes and be born anew. This is your time to liberate into renewal. And just as the phoenix emerges from the flames, you can overcome what may have been holding you down and soar to new heights. Endings are never permanent. Every ending is a new beginning. Strength and beauty are on your side. You're in the process of liberation, and in many ways, you're already there. Wow. Perfect. Then we've got the four different directions and the four different elements. I use a medicine wheel where the lower one down here is fire, and it'll be the suit of wands, which is so much this phoenix fire energy, right? But it also represents our passion, our drive, our ambition, inspiration, our spiritual energy. So this will be, what does Spirit want us to know about all this energy going on in regards to the energetic side of us? So let's take a look here. And we'll see how many cards come out. We'll let them give me as many as they want. All right. I felt like there was going to be two. So we've got two here. Let's see what we've got. So we've got the Four of Wands and the Two of Wands. So very stabilizing energy. The Four of Wands is joy, celebration. It's marriage and kind of gatherings kind of cards too. The Two of Wands is about our power of energetic choice, and that every moment we can choose lower vibration or higher vibration energy. That's rooted in fear, or that's rooted in the higher vibration of unconditional love and joy, laughter, and peace. So it's like this encouragement during this time, whatever we focus on, right, is going to expand. And so if we look at, oh, hell, it's going to be horrible, it's painful, it's suffering, we expand the pain, the suffering, and the more. If we focus on joy and celebration, and instead of looking at life as happening to us, if we look at it as life is happening for us, we can look for the gift that is in this. How is this transforming? Like it said, the butterfly goes, yeah, there can be pain and suffering, but it is so worth it. Know that who you become on the other side, the butterfly, you're not restricted to walking on the forest floor. You're not restricted by a little stream where a caterpillar trying to get across it would drown, but that a butterfly can flutter over a raging river that's wide. It can migrate 1,000 miles, something a caterpillar would think was impossible and that no one could ever do. So I like this energy coming in about manage your energy, be aware of where you're focusing your energy through this, and realizing, I like that every ending is a new beginning and no ending is ever permanent. It's like the four seasons, right? We're constantly, every season always eventually changes to the next in some way. All right. And then I feel like I want to leap up to the earth element, which is Pentacles. It's the only one about the outside world. It's all the characters that are on stage with us, all the props, including our own body. So this is about our physical experience, what Spirit wants you to know as we go through all this energy of this new moon. So, and all that other energy that's there. Okay, and again, we get two cards. So we've got the Queen of Pentacles, Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, also abundance and birthing. And then we have the Seven of Pentacles, which is about the last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. Now, there is this energy that comes in with the Seven of Pentacles that when we reach a point where we start to get some fruit, that we're like, is that really what I want? And this is like, do we want to keep going the direction that we've always been going? And the reassessment of this. And I like this, that they're saying as things are transforming, be sure to be looking at, is this what I want? Or am I doing things and pursuing things that I thought I was supposed to or should or need to or have to or must, right? So I like this change of direction, and that it's okay that though we've been, and I think it was this one, the assessing, right? We've been doing it my whole life. Well, I might as well keep doing it. But it's like if you plant an apricot orchard and you're having apricots and you're like, why did I want apricots? There was some sort of idea that I was going to do something with it, but I just don't feel the passion anymore. But I want guacamole, so I'm going to, avocado orchard instead. And as soon as we want to make the change, we do it. Otherwise, we make it harder on ourselves instead of easier. So following what your joy, following this nurturing of your heart in this change of direction. And I really like that. I feel like we want to go to the east next, which is the element of air, the suit of swords. This is thoughts, beliefs, mindsets, attitudes, values, if I didn't say that already, communication. So this will be, what does Spirit want us to know about more of our mental adventure during the next little period here with all this energy. Okay. And we're moving just to one for the mind. We got all this other sword energy here already. Yeah, we have the Five of Swords. This is the battle between the heart and the mind. The arguments that our brain is making around, no, you should keep doing the old things, because what are people going to think if you change your mind, blah, 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 right? And the heart's going, oh, but I want this. I want avocados. I want guacamole, And so there is this, I don't want to be a caterpillar anymore. I'm ready to be a butterfly. But there's that conflict. And this represents this battle of the mind here, represented here, which is releasing some old ways of thinking, some old ways of believing that would have held us and kept us restricted and in the past. So I like that. And then we'll move to the final cards here. This will be the West, which is cups, water, which is emotions. This will be what Spirit wants you to know about your emotional adventure during this time. So definitely we're going to be feeling some feels and letting some old ways of thinking going. We'll be letting some old emotions go. We can have a metamorphosis of that, that energy as well. So let's see what we got here. We do have the Five of Cups. So we've got fives on either side. The number of change, transforming some lower vibration emotions into higher vibration, letting the spilt cups go, and the Two of Cups that remain is the power of emotional choice. Kind of coming back to this Two of Wands, that we make a choice of our energy in each moment. We also make a choice of our emotions in each moment. If I focus on, I'm feeling this way and I hate it, and we grow it. There's this great way of looking at old emotions. We don't need to nurse them, rehearse them, like repeating them and staying in a cycle, but we can disperse them, release the emotion, flow through the emotion, so God, our Creator, Spirit, can reverse and transform that emotion. So shadow work is not about just diving into that emotion and swimming and then getting it out and leaving it as it is. It's about diving in and allowing it to transform and kind of diving underneath and pulling the plug so it drains and it flows out, and that you don't keep it suppressed anymore. I like that. And then you have the Ten of Cups. Joy, full and overflowing. It's a beautiful card to end the reading on, because that is joy, like the Four of Wands. Again, choosing joy. I like it. You have a choice, choose joy. You have a choice, choose joy. Whatever you focus on does grow and expand, and it's an important thing to remember as we're going through this adventure. So I love it, I love it, I love it. And that is what we have for you. If you're interested, we do have ways to dive deeper. I have a ton of videos, which at the end of this video, you'll have different playlists as we're providing tools as we go through this year on how we can use the different elements to help us move towards the ethereal, the higher place, seeing things from that place of unconditional love and joy and laughter and peace, and transforming our lives, making it easier, not harder. So be sure to check those out. I also have live readings on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Down in the description box, there is the list of when those times are. I also have memberships, both a Zen Cricket and Praying Mantis level, $2.99 a month and $7.99 a month. In addition to getting priority during those free live reading sessions, We meet throughout the week on Wednesdays. We have a joint session for all of the YouTube monthly members. Thursday, we have a special couple-hour session for my Praying Mantis members. And then also on Friday and Saturday evening after my reading sessions on Sunday afternoon, we also have about an hour or so together. So if you're interested, there's a link talking about that below. And if you want to dive deeper, these are, of course, general readings for the whole collective, but I do offer personal readings and a variety of other things. There's another link for that in the description box. So as we're going on this beautiful, amazing adventure, I'm so glad that we're all in this together. And if you have anything that you'd like to share on how you can use this energy or anything you're experiencing, share it down below. We love to hear, and we're all here to help one another, right? And of course, as we're going through this adventure, remember, every second of every day of our lives, we truly are eternally and unconditionally loved by the Cosmic Father, the Cosmic Mother, our Creator, and of course, I love you too. So until I see you again, hang in there, take care of yourself. We'll see you soon.